Hello, hello! Oh man, I am feeling good today. Ready to crack on with this review. The third video I've put together in a matter of days. I haven't been this onto it and productive since The Key to Time. What's this? I'm actually enjoying watching classic Doctor Who episodes back to back, and it's not feeling like a chore? Heck yeah! I wonder how long that'll last.
We're in the 80s.
1981's Black Orchid is the long-awaited return of the two-part serial. It has been forever since the last one. Season 12's The Sontaran Experiment, I think, was the last two-episode story. This one takes place in June of 1925 and 1920. It's July of 2025 when I'm recording this. This is 100 years ago.
Yep, that's how math works.
Shut up, I'm being existential. Anyways, this is one of those rare classic Doctor Who DVDs that I have actually seen before, way back in 2009 or whenever. And much like Four to Doomsday, I'm pretty sure I watched this one with both my parents too. Although, unlike that one, I remember heaps about Black Orchid. Yes, possibly due to its shorter runtime, coming in just shy of 50 minutes, I found this one to be incredibly memorable over the years. Do you bowl slow or medium? Fast, I say. I don't know what it is about it, probably the length, but I've always remembered this one, despite not being particularly blown away by it back then. Tell you what, this story wastes no time gripping the audience's attention. Several quick shots of action. Whoa, someone's getting strangled to death. Now somebody's tossing and turning in bed. And now someone's getting tied up and restrained. Certainly had me putting my phone away and paying attention. The plot is a classic murder mystery. Knives Out meets 80s sci-fi cheese. Or just 80s cheese. Practically no sci-fi to be found here, aside from the TARDIS. You could decide for yourself whether that's a good or bad thing. I personally didn't mind. Much like last week's The Visitation, it opens with an establishing scene and then cuts to the TARDIS team reacting to their previous adventure. Yay continuity. In this case, a direct reference to the whole letting London burn to a crisp thing. And I guess Tegan's sticking around for a while, or at least she says she's fine with it. We'll see how long that lasts. Because the pace is so swift, it isn't long before we see that infamous scene of the Doctor playing cricket. Yes, I've taken the mickey out of this scene many a time in my personal life, and even thrown the odd jab here and there throughout this review series. It is quite silly out of context. The sheer absurdity, the very notion of the titular Doctor Who joining in on a game of cricket. But honestly, it totally fits with this Doctor. I mean, he's practically wearing cricket whites 24/7 for crying out loud. It's novel, a quirky novelty. And it was actually thanks to this scene that I learnt about the whole screaming, "How's that?" at the umpire. Well, that and the Foot Trot Flats comics. I played cricket for years as a kid and never once encountered, "How's that?" Random. Back on track. Something else this serial is known for is bringing back that old unusual cliche of having an actor play two different roles in the same story, often sharing the screen together. In this case, Sarah Sutton plays both Nyssa and Anne, but I just call her fake Nyssa. Blissa. Bit of an odd choice, but it does play into the plot quite heavily, so I retract my odd choice comment. And for what it's worth, the filming techniques of having both characters played by the same actor on screen at the same time have improved vastly over the years. We've come a long way since the two Bill Hartnells. This serial is very charming. Or at least the first episode is. The second one delving into far darker territory. Rewatching this again, knowing what happens, makes it all the more tragic. If I can get serious for a moment, if you give this one a casual watch without reading too much into it, it's a perfectly fine viewing experience. But if you choose to engage with it earnestly on a deeper level, it really is a heartbreaking tale. I'm really glad I remembered so much of it so I could appreciate it on more than just a surface level. An insight I wish I could give so many other serials that people seem to love, and then I watch them for the first time like, that was something. Yeah, I, once again, really enjoyed it. Season 19 is pretty sweet so far. If I may wrap up this review with some character observations. Something I've been doing a lot more with this season in particular, what with the developing dynamic of the TARDIS team, as well as my own unsurety, if that's even a word, my unsuredness towards the Fifth Doctor. We'll start with the Doctor. I'm slowly beginning to vibe with him more and more. He's very subdued compared to many other incarnations. Not grandiose and bombastic, quite serious with a subtle, charismatic charm. It's taking me a lot longer to get what he's about and to get a grasp on Peter Davison's performance, but I don't dislike him. That being said, I completely understand what one of my viewers meant when they called him bland. Poor bloke's up against some pretty strong competition. But again, I wasn't the biggest fan of Tom Baker's Doctor in the end, so it's not like I've got recency bias. I'd better stop rambling. The side characters all fill their roles wonderfully. Some leave more of an impact than others, but hey, there's only so much you can do with 2 episodes. The companions get a much-deserved break from all the running in terror from monsters, snakes, fish people, and fashionable frogs. You'd think Nyssa and Tegan would finally get a rest from wearing high heels all day, every day, but nope. Fancy dress means fancy footwear, I guess. And fancy footwork from Tegan, breaking it down, busting a move, probably accidentally inventing a new dance craze before its time. I'm pretty sure one of the modern Doctors did that, didn't they? Not that I could find that information anywhere on the internet. I'm not losing my mind. Didn't he accidentally invent the Macarena before its time? Again, Google wasn't helping. Did that happen? Did I just make that up? Nyssa, or more Sarah Sutton, and her body double do an excellent job portraying 2 different characters. They're not wildly different personality types, but the story doesn't necessarily need them to be. And Adric, well, Adric's just happy to have a feed, making the most of the buffet. It's so nice to see them able to unwind and just have some fun. Black Orchid, at several points through its runtime, really is an excellent and sobering reminder that Nyssa and especially Adric are just kids. I've given the overhated Adric a lot of benefits of the doubt since his introduction, simply as an attempt at balancing out the disdain I've seen towards his character. I've done my best to be honest about my feelings towards him, but even I have to admit, alien or not, he's literally a teenager. That's going to make next week's story all the more difficult. Hey, thank you very much for watching. I really enjoyed Black Orchid, and I'm really enjoying making these videos. For the first time in ages, it's not feeling like a chore. That being said, I cannot wait for next week when I review the legendary, the iconic staple of classic Who, Earthshock. Hey, I wonder why Adric's so prominent on the DVD cover.